Hey guys, in this video I want to go ahead and talk to you about using matrices for real life situations, real world problems. So we got this scenario here. We got two teams who submit their equipment list to their sponsors. And if you notice, I got team A and team B. So team A needs 14 bats, 50 balls, 15 gloves. Team B needs 13, 32, and 21. So you notice how I organize it. This is just the equipment they need. The other part of it is the cost. So I needed a matrix for the cost as well. And bats cost 110, balls $5, and gloves $70. And it says find the total cost using matrices. Well, I went ahead and set up my matrix here. You notice how I just organized it here as a kind of like a table. And then over here, I also organized it as a cost, 110, 5, and 70. And sometimes the question becomes, well, how do I know how to organize it? Well, you're going to organize it based on the way that you're going to be able to multiply the matrix. So if you notice here, I have a 3 by 2 and then I have a 1 by 3. Well, I can't multiply that together because, see, these two are not the same. They have to be the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rearrange this guy. I'm going to put him in the front, okay, like so. And then I'll be able to go ahead and multiply it. So now the inside numbers are the same. So I'm going to get a 1 by 2. So remember, this row times this column. So 110 times 14, 5 times 50 is 250. 70 times 15 is 1050. So that's the first row, first column. And then over here, 110 times 13, 1430. 5 times 32, 160. 70 times 21, 1470. So this first row times the second column. So then we add them up, we get 2840 and 3060. But what does that represent? Well, remember, this is the first row, first column. First row, first column. Well, what does this first column represent? Well, remember, first column represents what? Team A. So the second column is Team B. And that's what it would be. Okay? But one thing I want to show you guys is how to use it on your calculator. Okay? It's very useful. So I'm going to use my TI. And then, so I'm going to go ahead. I know this is going to be the setup. So you're going to go to second matrix. And normally it's a 1 by 1. So you're going to go to edit because we want to edit the matrix. So that matrix A, we're going to make it into a 1 by 3. So go to 3, hit enter, and then you hit 110, enter, and then we hit 5, enter, and then 70, enter. And there it is. Okay, you're going to go second quit. Let's say I want to check it out. You go to second matrix and, whoops, sorry. Second matrix, there, hit enter. And that's matrix A. What's the value of matrix A? And there it is. So now let's go back, go to second matrix. Let's go ahead and do edit. And we want to edit the second matrix. So we scroll down to the second one, hit enter. We're going to make that guy into a 3 by 2. 3, move that over. 2, hit enter. So it's going to be 14, enter. 13, enter. 50, enter. 32, enter. And then keep doing it. Okay. And there it is. Okay. You can go ahead and second quit out of that. And then we want to go ahead and multiply. But let's just go ahead and make sure that our matrix is correct. Hit number 2, hit enter, and there it is. There's my matrix. So I want to multiply the 110 times this guy. So I'm going to multiply matrix A times matrix B. I'm just going to use my calculator here. Just the buttons here. So A, hit enter. I'm going to multiply it, and then scroll up. B, matrix B, and you should get it. And that's what we got, 2840 and 3060. So very useful. I like it. So quick and easy. All right, let's go ahead and do one more example, guys. Just to give you kind of a hang of doing this, right? You have a grower that sends his crop of pears and apples to 3 grocery stores for sale. The number of bushels delivered to each store is 145, 185 for the apples. So I need to go ahead and organize this. So how am I going to do that? Well, it looks like I'll just go ahead and grocery 1, grocery 2, and the third grocery store. We got A for apples and P for pears. I really don't know, but I just need to organize it in some way that it makes sense to me. So the first store, this is just for the apples, right? So the first store gets 145. Second store gets 100. Third store gets 85. Okay. The profit per bushel is this, $5.50 for the apples and pears is $7. The number of bushels for the pears is 65. 65 for the first store, 120 for the second store, and 70. All right. So that looks like that's the first one. That's good. And then the cost, okay, or the product, however you want to see it, is going to be $5.50 Okay. And then $7 for the pairs. Okay, I can just do that. My matrix right here. Okay, here's another one. All right. And it depends how you want to label it and call it. Okay. I'll call this matrix G, matrix C. So now here's the thing. I have to go ahead and find the total, the product total for this grower's crops, right? How much is he going to bring in? All right, so this guy here, I notice is a 3 by 2, 3 by 2, 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 columns. And then this guy over here is a 1 by 2, 1 row, 2 columns. So what can I do? See, because the insides are not the same. So this guy's a 3 by 2. What I'm going to go ahead and do is this guy, guys, I'm going to rewrite it. Instead of being a 1 by 2, it's going to be a 2 by 1. Well, how do I do that? Well, you're going to take your C, you're going to have 550, and then 7 here, like this. So now it's 2 rows and 1 column. So 2 by 1, like that. Okay? And there it is. See, so now these two are the same, so I'm going to end up with a 3 by 1. All right? So I can go ahead and... Now notice, you guys have to put this guy first and then this guy second in order to keep it the same. Okay? So you have to put this guy first and then this guy second. That way the 2's are still in the middle. All right, so let's go ahead and rewrite that. I'm going to put 145, 100, 85, and then 65, 120, 70. Okay. And then 2 by 1, so that's going to be 550, 7. Okay. So remember here, you have a 3 by 2 here, you have a 2 by 1 here, these guys are the same. So I should end up with a 3 by 1. All right. Sorry about that. So then this first row times this column. Okay. So this first row times this column. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll do it right here. So 145 times 550, you should get 797.5. And then 65 times 7 is 455 plus 455. So I took this first row times this column. Okay. Then the second row times this column. Okay. 100 times 550 is 550. And then 120 plus 7 is 840. Okay. Second row, first column. And then the last one, third row, first column. So 85 times 550, you should get 467.5. And then 70 times 7 is 490. Okay. So that's what you're doing. You're adding them up. Okay. And then just go ahead and continue. We're just going to go ahead and add them. So we're going to have 1252.50, 1390, and then 957.5. Just like that. And you notice what do we have? We have 3 rows and we have 1 column. Okay. Now what does this represent? Remember, the first row, the first column. Okay. This is row 1, column 1. Okay. Row 1 is this guy, right? Column 1, all right? This is the price for grocery store 1 for their product. All right, the grocery store 1, grocery store 2, grocery store 3. So this is grocery store 1, 2, and 3. And then you can go ahead and add them all up and find the value of the total product that he's going to be receiving from this crop. All right, guys. And then go ahead and practice with the calculator, see if we get the same values. Hopefully you should. And actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and try it. And then just to make sure. All right, and I know this is my setup here, so I'm going to go ahead and just input that. So let's go to a second matrix. And we're going to go ahead and edit. The first matrix, we're going to make it a 3 by 2, 3 by 2. And that guy's going to be 145, enter, 65, enter, 100, enter, 120, enter, 85, enter, and then 70, enter. Good. Second quit. Do that. Let's just go ahead and just make sure it's correct. Matrix A, we said it's a 3 by 2. There it is. That's what I have. And then let's go back. Our second matrix. Let's go ahead, edit. Second matrix. And then the time one's going to be a 2 by 1. 2 and then by 1. Hit enter. And it's going to be 550. Enter. And then the last one is going to be 7. All right, cool. Second quit. And let's just go ahead and double check it, make sure it's correct. And there it is. So remember, this guy goes first, matrix A, and then matrix B. So let's go ahead and scroll up, hit enter, times, scroll up, highlight it, hit enter, and there it is. Alright guys, and we did get the same thing. Alright guys, so hopefully that makes sense guys. Keep working hard, and see you guys next time.